It's now time for the last qualifying heat of the 2018 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season here in Wackersdorf in Bavaria, southern Germany. And your grid is as follows for DD2 and DD2+Masters. On pole position, it's the champion-elect Martin Henkel Mortensen from Denmark. Alongside him will be Piotr Wisnicki in the 405 from Poland. Johan Andersson and Daniel Machacek in 428 and 430 round out row 2 ahead of Ragnar Virus and Maxi Fleischmann. With Jan Schwitter and Peter Bezel rounding out row 4 ahead of Cosimo Sitignola and Marcel Steinert. Tommy Helfinger with Zenderua in the 435 in row 6. Michael Becker and Manuel Tenschert, row 7. Patrick Weinstock and Rinaldo Gremiger, row 8 with William van der Kaj. Oh, and well, that's a surprise and a half. Martin Henkel Mortensen has just gone wide at turn 4. So might have outbraked himself there on the formation side of things. And I'm just keeping my eyes peeled, and it looks like we do not have Daniel Oberheuter with us as well. He has suffered that big accident in the last qualifying heat, but as now Martin Henkel Mortensen retakes his place at the beginning of at the front of the field, it's going to be 18 competitors, 9 rows of drivers, 10 minutes plus 1 additional lap to conclude the qualifying heats phase here at the final round of the Rotax Max Euro Trophy 2018 season. I cannot believe I'm saying those words right now. We're about to get underway under this Saturday afternoon sunshine here in Bavaria. So in just a couple of seconds time, it is Henkel Mortensen and Wisnicki controlling the rolling start formation as the Rotax revs begin to rise. The throttles are applied and we go racing into turn 1, and Wisnicki already gets into the whole shot, but Henkel Mortensen takes the inside line into turn 3. Wisnicki very, very wide. Spinner in the middle of the field. Oh my goodness, that's I have to say that was hard in the mouth stuff there. Someone's gone right to the back of the order. And, oh, there's more contact up and down the order. Maxi Fleischmann's involved as well. Zenderua right at the back of the field. I'm wondering if these two are going to have to fight their way tooth and nail. Zenderu's got the most work out of anybody. So let's just see what happens here. Martin Henkel Mortensen has got a problem. He's right down at the back end of the field as well. So that's absolute disaster for the current championship leader. And he's trying to see what is actually happening. Is he going to get up to racing speed very shortly? As your leader is Johan Andersson from Sweden. And looks like Martin Henkel Mortensen, I've got a feeling he's going to park it. He's going incredibly slow. That's unlike what I've seen. We've had dramas for Martin Henkel Mortensen. Yes, he's pitting. The championship leader pits after such drama. So the Dane from RS Competition out of the mix right now, but your leader right now is Johan Andersson in the 428. Bezel, Peter Bezel in the 437, now up into second place from 8th position. Daniel Machacek now up into 3rd place. Fleischmann up into 13th. Derua now up into 17th position, with obviously Martin Henkel Mortensen having to park his the number 424 just a lap ago. 8 minutes 13 plus an additional lap. You could not class this as a Hollywood script. They probably say if you wrote this and gave it to a Hollywood producer like, say, Universal, Paramount Pictures, they'd probably throw it right back in your face. And I think Oliver kind of agrees with me as well on that one. He's nodding his head in complete agreement. We're going to have a chat about what's been happening today, tomorrow morning during the warm-up sessions before we go into finals time. But absolute drama throughout the day in qualifying and also the second heat for DD2. We've now got a mechanical black flag being shown as well, and that is being shown to Zenderua. He's now got a mechanical black flag, so he's now going to have to park it. That's a real shame for the 435. So Zenderua now having to park it. on the next tour round. He'll have 3 laps to do so. So Oberreuter non-starter. Henkel Mortens retires. And now Zenderua gets a mechanical black flag. So I'm just keeping an eye on both categories at the moment. Anderson leads in DD2, but in 8th overall, it's also Tommy Helfinger that's leading, and he's lost a wheel earlier on today, and he's absolutely flying. So the 506 now up into the lead in DD2+Masters, but up into 8th overall. Oh, very, very wide. There goes the, I think that's one of the, as we got double waved yellows. That is, oh my goodness, Manuel Tenchert. Manuel Tenchert off the track on the last hairpin here. He just basically brakes and had no control over the car, and it went sideways, and he just nudged the barrier ever so slightly. So Manuel Tenchert also suffering dramas with 6.25 minutes to go. You could not have thought that anything happens in racing. I'm not trying to put any curse on anybody, but that's absolute disaster for both Martin Henkel Mortensen, the current DD2 Championship leader, and also one of the 2 title protagonists in DD2+Masters, Austria's Manuel Tenchert with KSP. That's an absolute disaster for the Austrian. He now rejoins, but it's still over 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go. And as you can hear, I am starting to lose my voice because I could not have called this race at all. Anderson leads, Mahacek now in 2nd position. Wisnicki 3rd, Besel 4th, Virus, Steinert, Schwitter, Helfinger, Sitignola, Gremiger is your top 10. But the mechanical black flag still being shown on the gantry to Zenderua. So he's got to park that very, very quickly. So Manuel Tenchert has about a distance of about 12 seconds between himself and Konrad Bayer in the 508. So we're now at the halfway point of this final qualification race for the DD2 and the DD2+Masters categories. Yeah, and oh, well, Zenderua has to park it. He's been given the black flag. That's an instant DQ. That's a disqualification for the number 435. And he has just pulled into the pits as well. So with 4.5 minutes to go and an additional lap, that is quite trivial that basically Zenderua pulled it into the pits, and as he did that, they brandished the black flag in his general direction. So Anderson from Sweden continues to lead ahead of Austria's Daniel Mahacek, who is getting closer. The Austrian can smell blood in the air, and it's going to be the blood of Sweden's very own Johan Andersson in the 428. You can see how close they are right now, coming through into the first bit of the infield part here at Wackersdorf. And he's right on the back bumper of the number 428 as they're coming through the triple right-hander, now into the left into turn 10. And Mahacek is absolutely filled with motivation. He goes right up the inside. That's absolute side-by-side ballsy racing there from Johan Andersson to go absolutely cut the door off. And Wisnicki is also responding. He's gone past Mahacek. He's just tapped the back bumper ever so slightly of Johan Andersson, and he's got the toe. He's going to try and go for the lead. Heading through into turn 1, under the ridge they go. All very close indeed. Mahacek might spring a surprise. Maybe even Wisnicki, as well as Mahacek retakes second. Well, he's actually lost out on second because someone's come absolutely flying through. That's Ragnar Virus, I think, in the 441, absolutely springing a surprise on the likes of Wisnicki and Mahacek. What an absolute great opportunistic move by the 441. So Anderson leads from Virus in the 441 ahead of Mahacek, who is definitely wanting to get past. Looks like I'm just trying to see who is behind. So you've got the 413 of Steiner, you've got Schwitter in the 427, who Oliver spoke to a bit earlier on this afternoon. So 2.5 minutes plus an additional lap to go. The battle for the lead is still quite clearly undecided at this moment in time as Wisnicki is running the back bumper of Bezel in the 437. They go through turn 3. Oh, nice move indeed. That looks to be, yeah, Mahacek's just got past Ragnar Virus for second position. And that was going on to the inside of turn number 4. Nice move by the Austrian, very clean and very precise and clinical. But Johan Andersson is still keeping out front as they go into turn 12 now. Well, turn 11 now into turn 12. The last hairpin on the corner, and then it's a double right-hander coming onto the final straight here at Wackersdorf. 1 minute, 42 seconds, plus an additional lap to close out the day's action, and it is absolute bedlam at the front of the field. It's Andersson leading by just under a quarter of a second from Mahacek, who is closing and is doing a better job on the brakes going into turn number 4. Now they hit into the left-hander at turn 5. Then the 180-degree left-hand hairpin at turn 6 before it's 7. A right-hander, 8, another right-hander, and then it's a third one at turn 9 before they go into the left-hander at turn 10, which puts them onto the 2 hairpins here at Wackersdorf. I tell you what, Mahacek is threatening. He is absolutely looming like a predator. Waiting to see if he can get past Johan Andersson for the lead of the race, but watch out for Ragnar Virus in the 441. This is going to be one of the greatest finishes I think we've had all weekend so far. The top 3 still line astern. Who could it be? Bezel could still factor in. 47 on the clock. Mahacek is going to try and go for it very, very quickly. He's only got a matter of time. He goes up the inside of Andersson into turn 4. Runs very, very wide indeed. Andersson retakes the lead. Ragnar Virus waiting in the wings to see what happens with the 2 in front. And then Bezel is still trying to keep Steiner at bay. And now it's not just 3 for the lead. It's about 6 for the lead with 21 seconds on the clock remaining, plus 1 additional lap. And all bets are off. Mahacek goes up the inside of the penultimate hairpin. What a great move from the Austrian on Johan Andersson. Where is Ragnar Virus coming from? He was trying to go round the outside. He loses out 2, maybe 3 places. Down from 3rd to 6th. It's going to be 1 more lap to go. Time's expired. Final double right-hander come through the leaders. So Mahacek leads with Andersson, Bezel, Steiner, Wisnicki, Virus now down into 6th. And there's going to be more moves. Looks like, I think, was that Steiner trying to make a move on Wisnicki, or was it vice versa? Probably the 405 has got ahead. Yes, he has. No, he hasn't actually. So Steiner up in front of Wisnicki for 4th. Bezel pushing and trying to get past Andersson for 2nd position. But we are on the final lap of this race. It's just 4 corners remaining. What a way to conclude the day's action here in Wackersdorf in Bavaria. And it's going to be 3 more corners to go for Austria's Daniel Mahacek. He comes round the final hairpin. It's 2 more corners remaining for the 430. Round turn 13, round turn 14. The Austrian hits the hammer down hard, and he takes the checkered flag to win the final qualifying heat here at Wackersdorf. Herzlichen Glückwunsch, Daniel Mahacek von Österreich. Toller Sieg. Great job by all our competitors here today. But what a way to conclude the action here at Wackersdorf in Bavaria. Daniel Mahacek wins the final qualifying heat of the season in DD2 and DD2+Masters. Johan Andersson from Sweden takes 2nd. Ahead of Peter Bezel, who started 8th, finished in 3rd. Ragnar Virus finished in 4th position in the 441. Piotr Wisnicki and Marcel Steiner rounded out the top 6 ahead of Jan Schwitter, Tommy Helfinger, Cosimo Citignone and Max Fleischmann rounding out the top 10, with Rinaldo Gremiger, William van der Kaj, Michael Becker, Patrick Weinstock, Konrad Bayer, and last of the classified finishers was Manuel Tenschert, with both Zenderhuer and Martin Henkel Mortensens not even finishing the race, with the former having a black flag issued after 3 tours with a mechanical black flag. Martin Henkel Mortensen finished 12 laps down, with hopefully that Daniel Oberreuter is going to be okay and recover from his injuries. But there we go. That concludes the action here at Wackersdorf for day 1 of the final round of the 2018 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season.